Good afternoon, everyone, or g'day. Just hitting that mark. Break 214. We are here with camera's a bit off. Fix that up. There we go. Our team list for this morning. We've got Broncos. Today, Peter Lowe, Raiders, Peter Lowe, Bulldogs, Ryan Melenda, Sharks, Byron Scott, Titans, Patrick Donovan, Manly, Jason Schloss, Storm, Peter Lowe, Knights, Joshua Murphy, Cowboys, Peter Lowe, Eels, Luke Griffiths, Panthers, Byron Scott, Rabbitohs, Byron Scott, Dragons, Peter Lowe, Roosters, Peter Lowe, Warriors, Luke Griffiths, and Tigers, Tony Luxton. Alright. We'll get stuck straight into the starters. Before opening these, the giveaway, I've spent this morning working on that. Just getting the list together. I thought it was going to be an easy copy and paste. Not so easy, but we are almost there. So we'll run that later today. In amongst doing that, I have checked out who our top tipper is. I have not put up the post or done the gift card, but congratulations to Trey Bell. 7 and I think 12 margin. And 23 margin, I think. Actually, I've got the picture up. Here we go. Yep, Trey Bell got 7 out of 8 with a 12 margin, and Jeff Giannati got 7 out of 8 with a 28 margin. And then we had Arnie Deb with 6 out of 8 and a 10 margin. Dave Hanson 6, and so on and so on. I didn't even look at, actually mine comes up at the top, I think. Oh no, it doesn't tell me, I'd have to actually find it. It doesn't. I come 34th overall though, that's not too bad. I'm actually quite impressed with that from my efforts. Yeah, so am I. Lucky I'm not a gambler. Box is empty. Get that out of the way. A bit mixed up all over the wrong way around. I know we're just double handling things, but we'll get things in the right place and let's go. So, of course it gets stuck on the very first one. Club Hero Bronze, number 112, Cameron Munster for the Storm. Club Hero Bronze, number 30, Shannon Mato for the Titans. Very nice and neat, nothing's going to fall over. That's the plan, and everyone's going to stick to it. Number 72, Club Hero Silver, Samima Taufa for the Eels. Club Hero Silver, number 59, Ewan Aiken for the Warriors. Club Hero Gold, number 20, Lachlan Croker for Manly. Club Hero Silver. Yep, no. I could see it happening, but then the last pack I had to draw. Club Hero Silver, number 18, Blake Laurie for the Dragons. Club Hero Bronze, number 90, Jasmine Bogavini for the Broncos. Number 18, Club Hero Bronze, Jojo Fafita for the Titans. Club Hero Bronze, number 19, Jason Tormalolo for the Cowboys. Number 89, Club Hero Bronze, Kennedy Sherrington for the Eels. Club Hero Bronze, number 100, Racine McGregor for the Roosters. Club Hero Bronze, number 125, Blake Laurie for the Dragons. Club Hero Silver, Brad Schneider for the Raiders. Number 32. Club Hero Bronze, number 88, Joseph Tapine for the Raiders. Club Hero Silver, number 14, Joe Offengawi for the Tigers. Club Hero Gold. Number 13, Jamie Chapman for the Broncos. Joseph Tapine, number 35, Club Hero Silver. And lucky last, Club Hero Gold, number 35, Sean Lane for the Eels. Alright, let's get these packets opened and we can move on to the boxes. Dolphins are number 1. Tohu Harris, parallel for the Warriors. Rising Stars, Jeremiah Nanai for the Cowboys, Kirk Takewell parallel for the Broncos. Driving Force, Ivania Palit for the Titans, Alex Johnston parallel for the Rabbits. Rising Stars, Jamin Salmon for the Panthers, Nick Kotrick parallel for the Raiders. Power Heroes, Jack Whiten for the Raiders, Adam Reynolds parallel for the Broncos. Parallel, Dominic Young for the Raiders. Rising Stars, Cleese Huss for the Titans. Murray Talagi, parallel for the Cowboys. Chad Townsend, Driving Force for the Cowboys. Josh Alloy, parallel for Manly. Taryn Aiken, Women's NRL for the Broncos. Ricardo Horn, Women's NRL for the Eels. Callie Cherry Evans, parallel for Manly. Dolphins are number 8. Nelson Asafa Solomona, parallel for the Storm. So Seppo Fafita for the Titans. Tom Dearden, parallel for the Cowboys. Brent Naden, parallel for the Tigers. Rising Stars, Fanua Pole for the Tigers. Josh Adokar, parallel for the Bulldogs. Jordan Rapiner, parallel for the Raiders. Angus Crichton, parallel for the Roosters. Driving Force, Jake Trbojevic for Manly. David Fafita, parallel for the Titans. Season to remember, Edric Lee for the Knights. Broncos parallel checklist. Rising Stars, Ezra Mam for the Broncos. Titans parallel checklist. Forwards and backs, Selwyn Cobbo for the Broncos. Mitchell Moses parallel for the Eels. Madison Bartlett, Women's NRL for the Titans. Cody Ramsey, parallel for the Dragons. Forwards and backs, Harry Grant for Storm. Jerome Luai, parallel for Panthers. Paige McGregor, Women's NRL for Dragons. Scott Drinkwater, parallel for the Cowboys. Rising Stars, Curtis Morin for the Bulldogs. Jake Trbojevic, parallel for Manly. Oops. There we go. James Fisher-Harris, parallel for Panthers. Thought I noticed it when I put it in there. Season to remember, Matt Burton for the Bulldogs. Nicholas Hines, parallel for Sharks. Joseph Suwali, parallel for the Roosters. Rising Stars, Terrell May for the Roosters. Jerome Hughes, parallel for Storm. Tolator Koala, Rising Stars for Manly. Eels parallel checklist. Forwards and backs parallel, Matt Burton for the Bulldogs. Mitchell Moses parallel for the Eels. Justin Olam, driving force for Storm. Titans parallel checklist. Rising Stars, Freddie Lussick for the Warriors. Sifa Talakai parallel for the Sharks. Retirement, Kevin Proctor for the Storm. Sorry, I was looking at his jersey for the Titans. Dylan Edwards parallel for the Panthers. Club Heroes, Holly Wheeler for Dragons. Cameron Murray parallel for the Rabbits. Rising Stars, Zach Wolford for the Raiders. Dylan Watine Zalesniak parallel for Warriors. Season to remember, Corey Oates for Broncos. Jack White parallel for the Raiders. Rising Stars, Lindsay Smith for Panthers. Raiders parallel checklist. Season to remember, Alexander Brimson for the Titans. Asu Kapawa parallel for the Tigers. Rising Stars, Selwyn Cobbo for Broncos. Big Tino for the Titans parallel today. Plus Stuart Mulawari. Driving Force, Millie Boyle for the Knights. Regan Campbell Gillard parallel for the Eels. Big Tino, Power Heroes, Dane Laurie, parallel for the Tigers. Women's NRL, Autumn Stevens for the Knights. Moses Sulai, parallel for the Dragons. Rising Stars, Christian Mapalangi for the Knights. Knights parallel checklist. Aaron Shoup parallel for the Bulldogs. Rising Stars, Junior Tupou for the Tigers. Max King parallel for the Bulldogs. Tiana Penatani, Women's NRL for the Eels. Blake Laurie, parallel for the Dragons. Rising Stars, Sima Sasagi for the Knights. Bradman Best, parallel for the Knights. Driving force, Tommy Turbo for Manly. Corey Horsburgh, parallel for the Raiders. Forwards and backs, Moses Leota for Panthers. Roosters parallel checklist. Rising Stars, James Schiller for the Raiders. Adam Pompey, parallel for the Warriors. Forwards and backs, parallel, Adam Pompey for the Warriors. Keon Kolomatangi, parallel for the Rabbits. Elsie Albert, Women's NRL for the Dragons. Jake Averillo, parallel for the Bulldogs. Power Hero, Regan Campbell Gillard for the Eels. David Clemmer, parallel for the Knights. Joey Manu, forwards and backs for the Roosters. Peter Pengai Jr., parallel for the Bulldogs. 2 packets left. Women's NRL, Jessica Surgis for the Roosters. Jack DeBellin, parallel for the Dragons. Rising Stars, Matthew Fegai for the Dragons, and Sam Walker, parallel for the Roosters. We've already put our priority box over there. Let's get stuck straight into the hobbies. Forwards and backs, parallel, Matt Burton for the Bulldogs. Edward Cossey, parallel for the Warriors. Jaden Hunt, Rising Stars for the Dragons. Saitili Tupanua, parallel for the Roosters. Rising Stars, Jeremiah Nanai for the Cowboys. Payne Haas, parallel for the Broncos. Harry Grant, forwards and backs for the Storm. Nathan Cleary, parallel for Panthers. Women's NRL, Keezy Apps for the Dragons. Chad Townsend, parallel for the Cowboys. Rising Stars, Curtis Morin for the Bulldogs. Ruben Garrick, parallel for Manly. Season to remember, Alexander Brimson for the Titans. Stefano Utakamanu, parallel for Tigers. Josh Curran, driving force for the Warriors. David Fafita, parallel for Titans. Driving force team, women's NRL Roosters. Eels, parallel checklist. Rising Stars, Terrell May for the Roosters. Josh King, parallel for Storm. Season to remember, Matt Burton for the Bulldogs. William Kennedy, parallel for the Sharks. Retirements, Josh Maguire for the Dragons. Angus Crichton, parallel for the Roosters. Rising Stars, Tolator Koala for Manly. Dylan Brown, parallel for the Eels. Isaiah Tusk, Rising Stars for the Rabbitohs. Blake Laurie, parallel for the Dragons. Power Heroes, Jack Whiten for the Raiders. David Clemmer, parallel for the Knights. Women's NRL, Taryn Aiken for the Broncos. Raiders, parallel checklist. Gold parallel, number 67, Jake Trbojevic for Manly. Max King, parallel for the Bulldogs. Rising Stars, Junior Tupou for the Tigers. Josh Adokar, parallel for the Bulldogs. Bernardo Mulatalo, parallel for the Sharks. Thank you. Women's NRL, Philomena Hennessy for the Eels. Cody Ramsey, parallel for the Dragons. Power Heroes, Bradman Best for the Knights. Dominic Young, parallel for the Knights. Rising Stars, Lindsay Smith for Panthers. Nick Kotrick, parallel for the Raiders. James Tedesco, driving force for the Roosters. Rabbitohs parallel checklist. Cade Dykes, Rising Stars for the Sharks. Alex Johnston, parallel for the Rabbitohs. Driving force, Keely Davis for the Dragons. Tohu Harris, parallel for the Warriors. Club Heroes, Sean Lane for the Eels. Kurt Capewell, parallel for the Broncos. Tyron Wishart, Rising Stars for the Storm. Jerome Luai, parallel for Panthers. Forwards and backs, Jai Arrow for the Rabbitohs. Scott Drinkwater, parallel for Cowboys. Samantha Bremner, Women's NRL for the Roosters. Jake Trbojevic, parallel for Manly. Madison Bartlett, Women's NRL for the Titans. Storm parallel checklist. Rising Stars, Hayes Perham for the Eels. Asuka Poa, parallel for the Tigers. Mitchell Moses, parallel for the Eels. Driving force, Hannah Southwell for the Knights. Alexander Brimson, parallel for Titans. Women's NRL, Autumn Stevens for the Knights. Jerome Hughes, parallel for Storm. Rising Stars, Tanila Ochikolo for the Warriors. Nico Hines, parallel for Sharks. Ray Stone, season to remember for the Eels. Joseph Suwali, parallel for the Roosters. And that is the end of box 1. Retirement, James Roberts for the Tigers. Mawaki Fodawaka, parallel for the Titans. Rising Stars, KO Weeks for Manly. Sean Lane, parallel for the Eels. Rising Stars, Aaron Booth for the Titans. Murray Talagi, parallel for Cowboys. Rising Stars, Fletcher Baker for the Roosters. Harry Grant, parallel for Storm. Power Heroes Group B, Blake Brayley, parallel for the Sharks. Women's NRL, Shanae Siasolka for the Broncos. Daniel Tupou, parallel for Roosters. Women's NRL, Tess Staines for the Eels. Justin Olam, parallel for Storm. Women's NRL, Avania Elite for the Titans. Josh Alloy, parallel for Manly. Power Heroes, Josh Curran for the Warriors. Toby Rudolph, parallel for the Sharks. Rising Stars, Michael Molo for the Dragons. Joey Manu, parallel for the Roosters. Driving Force, Jaden Brayley for the Knights. Aaron Shoup, parallel for the Bulldogs. Austin Diaz, Rising Stars for the Tigers. Corey Waddell, parallel for the Bulldogs. Driving Force, Alexander Brimson for the Titans. Dragons parallel checklist. Club Heroes, Taylor May for Panthers. Daniel Saifiti, parallel for the Knights. Rising Stars, Sonny Luke for Panthers. Hudson Young, parallel for the Raiders. Adam Pompey, forwards and backs for the Warriors. Damien Cook, parallel for the Rabbits. Women's NRL, Shania Power for the Roosters. Adam Vanilla Blake, parallel for the Warriors. Rising Stars, Leo Thompson for the Knights. Knights parallel checklist. Rising Stars, Griffin Neem for the Cowboys. Herbie Farmworth, parallel for the Broncos. Driving Force, Delly Cherry Evans for Manly. Isaiah Yeo, parallel for Panthers. Jason Tormalolo, parallel for the Cowboys. Olivia Koenig, Women's NRL for the Knights, Manly parallel checklist. Rising Stars, Sean Russell for the Eels. Jackson Hastings, parallel for the Tigers. Dominic Young, forwards and backs for the Knights. Jack Whiten, parallel for Raiders. Women's NRL, Talia Fuimono for the Dragons. Cameron Murray, parallel for the Rabbits. Season to remember, Sean Johnson for the Warriors. Beau Fermor, parallel for the Titans. Driving Force team for the Sharks. Ruben Cotter, parallel for the Cowboys. Rising Stars, Trey Mooney for the Raiders. Valentin Zelezniak, parallel for the Warriors. Season to remember, Ryan Pappenhausen for the Storm. Adam Reynolds, parallel for Broncos. Rising Stars, Jacob Carraz for Bulldogs. Morgan Harper, parallel for Manly. Jack Whiten, gold parallel for the Raiders. Number 8. Bailey Simonson, parallel for the Eels. Season to remember, Jack Whiten for the Raiders. Tigers parallel checklist. Driving Force, Isaiah Yeo for Panthers. James Fisher-Harris, parallel for Panthers. Dolphins number 4. Brent Naden, parallel for the Tigers. Rising Stars, Dean Mariner for the Broncos. Titans parallel checklist. Zach Lomax, forwards and backs parallel for the Dragons. Moses Sulai, parallel for the Dragons. And that's the end of box number 2. Stick to this pile. Creasing, I don't like it. Okay. Hopefully that's still straight. Rising Stars, Isaiah Tass for the Rabbits, Jack Bird, parallel for the Dragons. Predictor, number 205. Congratulations, Peter Lowe, for the Broncos. Sam Walker, parallel for the Roosters. I actually haven't seen a lot of predictor shares advertised so far. I know there are a couple of people doing. Driving force, Jack Whiten for the Raiders. Big Tino for the Titans. Obviously with the Dolphins cards. Went a bit crazy, everyone chasing them at the beginning. Junior Tupou, Rising Stars for the Tigers. Tavita Pengai Jr. parallel for the Bulldogs. Women's NRL, Rakaya Horn for the Eels. Jack DeBellin parallel for the Dragons. Adam Dewey, Power Heroes for the Tigers. Chris Randall, parallel for the Knights. Amber Hall, Women's NRL for the Broncos. Matthew Tomoko, parallel for the Raiders. Our Heroes, Big Tino for the Titans. Bradman Best, parallel for the Knights. Rising Stars, Lindsay Smith for the Panthers. Corey Horsburgh, parallel for the Raiders. Toltor Koala, Rising Stars for Manly. Regan Campbell Gillard, parallel for the Eels. Rising Stars, Kate Dykes for the Sharks. Thomas Burgess, parallel for the Rabbits. Driving Force, Ruben Cotter for the Warriors. Bunty Afoa, parallel for the Warriors. Club Heroes, Vanua Pole for the Tigers. Patrick Carrigan, parallel for the Broncos. Tyron Wisher, Rising Stars for the Storm. Taylor May, parallel for Panthers. Karina Brown, Women's NRL for Titans. Nelson Asafa Solomona, parallel for the Storm. Dolphins, number 1. CSF Italikai, parallel for the Sharks. Forwards and backs parallel for Joey Manu for the Roosters. Adam Pompey parallel for the Warriors. Rising Stars, Jaden Hunt for the Dragons. Roosters parallel checklist. Forwards and backs, Alex Johnston for the Rabbitohs. Reece Robson parallel for the Cowboys. Retirements, Corey Thompson for the Titans. Dylan Brown, parallel for the Eels. Romy Titzel, Women's NRL for the Knights. Storm parallel checklist. Forwards and backs, Justin Olam for the Storm. Dylan Edwards, parallel for Panthers. Women's NRL, Elsie Albert for the Dragons. Tommy Dearden, parallel for the Cowboys. Women's NRL, Jessica Surgis for the Roosters. Kamali Olaka'atu, parallel for Manly. Rising Stars, Tanela Otakolo for the Warriors. Renato Mulatalo, parallel for the Sharks. Rising Stars, Hayes Perham for the Eels. Stafford Toa, parallel for the Tigers. Curtis Morin, Rising Stars for the Bulldogs. Daly Cherry Evans, parallel for Manly. Driving Force, Tiana Penatani for the Eels. Brian Kelly, parallel for the Titans. Aidan Tolman, season to remember for the Sharks. Saitili Tupanua, parallel for the Roosters. Driving Force team for the Rabbitohs. Will Penasini, parallel for the Eels. Season to remember, Alex Johnston for the Rabbitohs. Dane Laurie, parallel for the Tigers. Rising Stars, Terrell May for the Roosters. Nick Meaney, parallel for the Storm. Season to remember, Ben Trbojevic for Manly. Dale Finucane, parallel for Sharks. Gold parallel, Will Penasini for the Eels, number 14. Raymond Faitala, Mariner, parallel. Probably. Yeah, I occasionally do that. Is that still... Cheers, buddy. Shot Dog Entertainment. Driving Force, Big Tino for the Titans. Keon Kolomatangi, parallel for the Rabbits. It's very rare I get through a break without doing that with someone. But we normally, well, we sort it all out at the end for the pictures and pick it up then. Jeremiah Nanai. Rising Stars for the Cowboys. Broncos parallel checklist. The only issue is, as in that case, I would have got to Warriors before I realised. Which, being a rising star, wouldn't have mattered. But if it's a numbered card or something like that, I've got to redo the photos again. Oh, there we go. Number 78. White Authentics. Stafford Toa for the Tigers. Stephen Crichton, parallel for the Panthers. Jesse Colquhoun, Rising Stars for the Sharks. Damien Cook, parallel for the Rabbits. Harley Brigginshaw, Women's NRL for the Broncos. Toby Sexton, parallel for the Titans. Rising Stars, Sosefo Fafita for the Titans. Jason Taumalolo, parallel for the Cowboys. Vanessa Foliaki, Women's NRL for the Eels. Manly parallel checklist. Women's NRL, Azara Canfield for the Titans. Adam Fanua Blake, parallel for the Warriors. Rising Stars, Zach Fulton for Manly. Clint Gufferson, parallel for the Eels. Billy Boyle, Driving Force for the Knights. Ryan Pappenhausen, parallel for Storm. Our heroes, Damien Cook for the Rabbits. Jackson Hastings, parallel for the Tigers. Rising Stars, Selwyn Cobbo for the Broncos. Bo Fermor, parallel for the Titans. Driving force, Jack Bird for the Dragons. Bailey Simonson, parallel for the Eels. Forwards and backs, parallel, Payne Huss for the Broncos. Harry Grant, parallel for the Storm. Club heroes, Jacob Kiraz for the Bulldogs. Jesse Ramian, parallel for the Sharks. Matthew Feagai, Rising Stars for the Dragons. Victor Bradley, parallel for the Roosters. Emma Tonigato, Women's NRL for the Dragons. Corey Waddell, parallel for the Bulldogs. Dolphins number 13. Toby Farmworth, parallel for the Broncos. Forwards and backs, Jack DeBellin for the Dragons. Daniel Tupou, parallel for the Roosters. Rising Stars, Freddie Lussick for the Warriors. Blake Brayley, parallel for the Sharks. Max King, forwards and backs for the Bulldogs. Bulldogs parallel checklist. Campbell Graham, parallel for the Rabbits. Women's NRL, Caitlin Johnston for the Knights. Warriors parallel checklist. Rising Stars, Tom Chester for the Cowboys. Billy Walters parallel for the Broncos. Destiny Brill, Women's NRL for the Roosters. Zach Lomax, parallel for the Dragons. Rising Stars, Trent Peoples for the Rabbitohs. Dragons parallel checklist. Season to remember, Josh Papali for the Raiders. Brian To'o, parallel for Panthers. Rising Stars, Simi Sasagi for the Knights. Alan Ponga, parallel for the Knights. Driving force, Nathan Cleary for the Panthers. Josh Papali, parallel for the Raiders. Clint Gutherson, season to remember for the Eels. Daniel Saifiti, parallel for the Knights. Gold parallel, Zach Lomax for the Dragons, number 10. Cowboys parallel checklist. Dragon Force team, women's NRL for the Dragons. Trill Mitchell parallel for the Rabbits. Rising Stars, James Schiller for the Raiders. Jazz Tobaga parallel for the Warriors. Driving Force, Adam Fanua Blake for the Warriors. Hudson Young parallel for the Raiders. Declan Casey, Rising Stars for the Bulldogs. Jason Saar, parallel for Manly. Our Heroes, Chad Townsend for the Cowboys. Alex Swale, parallel for the Tigers. Season to remember, Cameron Munster for the Storm. Selwyn Cobbo, parallel for the Broncos. Rising Stars, Green Anderson for the Storm. And Isaiah Yo, parallel for Panthers. Give me a sec, we'll grab a drink. Matching pair of Legends case cards. Being a holiday, public holiday and everything yesterday, we didn't get around to getting it done. I am working on the list and full intentions of getting it done tonight. So keep an eye on the Facebook page for that, guys. And new giveaway being listed tomorrow. Promise to be much bigger. So exciting. Alright, let's go. Oh. That one there to the end. Jake Averillo, parallel for the Bulldogs. Quincy Dodd, women's NRL for the Dragons. Junior Paulo, parallel for the Eels. Jamin Salmon, Rising Stars for Panthers. Elliot Whitehead, parallel for the Raiders. Stephen Crichton, Power Heroes for Panthers. Tony Staggs, parallel for Broncos. Rising Stars, Ben Thomas for the Roosters. Xavier Coates, parallel for Storm. Season to remember, Edward Cossey for the Warriors. Cameron McInnes, parallel for the Sharks. Tommy Turbo, driving force for Manly. James Tedesco, parallel for the Roosters. Rising Stars, Fanua Pole for the Tigers. Matt Burton, parallel for the Bulldogs. Gold parallel, number 34 for the Warriors. Cody Walker, parallel for the Rabbits. Forwards and backs, Ronaldo Mulatalo for the Sharks. Ryan Madison, parallel for the Eels. Women's NRL, Isabel Kelly for the Roosters. Cameron Munster, parallel for the Storm. Ronald Volkman, Rising Stars for the Warriors. Sharks parallel checklist. Driving force, Cameron Munster for the Storm. Jared Rowe-Hargraves, parallel for the Roosters. Driving force, Roosters team. Jacob Carraz, parallel for the Bulldogs. Rising Stars, Isaac Thompson for the Rotos. Ben Hunt, parallel for the Dragons. Cowboys season to remember, Reece Robson. Ari Tawala, parallel for the Knights. Zach Wolford, Rising Stars for the Raiders. Wade Egan, parallel for the Warriors. Retirement, Suicide Takahari for the Roosters. Joseph Tapine, parallel for the Raiders. Carl Arrow, Rising Stars for the Sharks. Jai Arrow, parallel for the Rabbits. Jemima Torfa, Women's NRL for the Eels. Josh Curran, parallel for the Warriors. Women's NRL, Stephanie Hancock for the Titans. Makara Ravalawa, parallel for the Dragons. Our Heroes Group A. Thomas Flegler, parallel for the Broncos. Blake McDonald, Rising Stars for the Storm. Liam Martin, parallel for the Panthers. Driving Force, Brittany Brealey Natty for the Titans. Jeremiah Nanai, parallel for Cowboys. Dolphins number 17. Dan Gagai, parallel for Knights. Forwards and backs, parallel David Fafita. Lachlan Croker, parallel for Manly. Jacob Arthur, Rising Stars for the Eels. Adam Dewey, parallel for the Tigers. Forwards and backs, Joseph Tapine for the Raiders. Jaden Campbell, parallel for the Titans. Women's NRL, Jamie Chapman for the Broncos. Panthers parallel checklist. Women's NRL, Tamika Upton for the Knights. Jaden Stewart, parallel for the Dragons. Christian Mapalangi, Rising Stars for the Knights. Jacob Saifiti, parallel for the Knights. Season to remember, Nat Butcher for the Roosters. Jordan Rapiner, parallel for Raiders. Rising Stars, Cleese Haas for the Titans. Valentine Holmes, parallel for the Cowboys. Driving Force, Corey Oates for the Broncos. Tommy Turbo parallel for Manly. Five Heroes, Leo Thompson for the Knights. Vanilla Pole parallel for the Tigers. There's a Mam Rising Stars for the Broncos. Philip Semi parallel for the Titans. Last hobby box. Let's go. Golden parallel. Number 1. Nice. Nelson Asafa Solomona for the Storm. Number 1. Thomas Burgess parallel for the Rabbits. Zach Wolford Rising Stars for the Raiders. Bunty Afoa parallel for the Warriors. Our Heroes Adam Dewey for the Tigers. Patrick Carrigan parallel for the Broncos. Amber Hall, Women's NRL for the Broncos. Taylor May, parallel for the Panthers. Rising Stars, Alec McDonald for the Storm. Dylan Edwards, parallel for Panthers. Karina Brown, Women's NRL for Titans. Jaden Sewer, parallel for the Dragons. Dolphins are number 6. Jacob Saifiti, parallel for the Knights. Rising Stars, Jamin Salmon for the Panthers. Jordan Ravana, parallel for the Raiders. Rising Stars, Fleece Huss for the Titans. Reece Robson, parallel for the Cowboys. Driving Force, Alex Twell for the Tigers. Molly Olika R2, parallel for Manly. Club Heroes, Tyron Wishart for the Storm. Stafford Toa, parallel for Tigers. Rising Stars, Ezra Mam for the Broncos. Ryan Kelly, parallel for the Titans. Forwards and backs, Blake Brayley for the Sharks. Will Penasini, parallel for the Eels. Rising Stars, Jacob Arthur for the Eels. Dan Laurie, parallel for the Tigers. Driving force, Damien Cook for the Rabbits. Tommy Dearden, parallel for the Cowboys. Forwards and backs, parallel, Nick Kotrick for the Raiders. Tally Cherry Evans, parallel for Manly. Our heroes, Big Tino for the Titans. Broncos parallel checklist. Rakaya Horn, women's NRL for the Eels. Adam Pompey, parallel for the Warriors. Nick Kotrick, forwards and backs for the Raiders. Big Tino, parallel for Titans. Women's NRL, Jessica Sturgis for the Roosters. Nick Meaney, parallel for the Storm. Women's NRL, Elsie Albert for the Dragons. Regan Campbell Gillard, parallel for the Eels. Rising Stars, Ronald Volkman for the Warriors. Dale Finucane, parallel for the Sharks. Rising Stars, Ben Thomas for the Roosters. Nelson Asafa Solomona, parallel for Storm. Driving force, Jack DeBellin for the Dragons. Sam Walker, parallel for the Roosters. Driving force team for the Panthers. Tavita Pangai Jr. parallel for the Bulldogs. Retirements, Josh Jackson for the Bulldogs. Raymond Faitala Mariner, parallel for the Bulldogs. Women's NRL, Rome Titzel for the Knights. Jack Bird, parallel for the Dragons. Rising Stars, Christian Mapalangi for the Knights. Chris Randall, parallel for the Knights. Season to remember, Andrew McCulloch for the Dragons. Sifa Talakai, parallel for the Sharks. Rising Stars, Isaac Thompson for the Rabbitohs. Jack DeBellin, parallel for the Dragons. Season to remember, James Tarmo for the Tigers. Bradman Best, parallel for the Knights. Driving Force, Kennedy Sherrington for the Eels. Roosters parallel checklist. 4 packets left to go, and priority box after that. Oh, number 31, Stafford Toa, black authentic. Matching the white authentic. Nice work, Tony. I'm pretty sure he tried the trade 2 at one point. Corey Horsburgh, parallel for the Raiders. Season to remember, Dominic Young for the Knights. Matthew Tomoko, parallel for the Raiders. Rising Stars, Kale Iro for the Sharks. Keon Kolomatangi, parallel for the Rabbits. Vanilla Pole, Rising Stars for the Tigers. Jake Avarillo, parallel for Bulldogs. Alright, about to get stuck into our last box, the priority box. Rising Stars, Terrell May for the Roosters. Nelson Asafa Solomona, parallel for the Storm. Season to remember, Tohu Harris for the Warriors. Sifa Talakai, parallel for the Sharks. Isaiah Tuss, Rising Stars for the Rabbits. Jack DeBellin, parallel for the Dragons. Power Hero, Stephen Crichton for Panthers. Bradman Best, parallel for the Knights. Season to remember, Brad Schneider for the Raiders. Vanilla Pole, parallel for the Tigers. Authentic signatures, number 139, Emma Tonigato for the Dragons. Roosters parallel checklist. Rising Stars, a Junior Tupou for the Tigers. Jake Averillo, parallel for the Bulldogs. Women's NRL, Jamie Chapman for the Broncos. Corey Horsburgh, parallel for the Raiders. Rising Stars, Kay Dykes for the Sharks. Keelan Kolomatangi, parallel for the Rabbits. Driving Force, Jack DeBellin for the Dragons. Philip Semi, parallel for the Titans. Samaima Taufa, Women's NRL for the Eels. Jaden Stewart, parallel for the Dragons. Our Heroes Group A, Jacob Saifiti, parallel for the Knights. Driving Force, James Tedesco for the Roosters. Adam Pompey, parallel for the Warriors. Club Heroes, Lachlan Elias, number 2 for the Rabbitohs. He's got Rabbits, Byron Scott, congratulations. Broncos parallel checklist. Well, 2 priority hits in 2 packets. Number 18, forwards and backs, Reece Robson for the Cowboys. Wade Egan, parallel for the Warriors. Women's NRL, Stephanie Hancock for the Titans. Cameron Munster, parallel for the Storm. Dolphins are number 2. Sharks parallel checklist. Rising Stars, Jaden Hunt for the Dragons. Jared Hargraves, parallel for the Roosters. Rising Stars, Jeremiah Nanai for the Cowboys. Tony Staggs, parallel for the Broncos. Forwards and backs, Stafford Toa for the Tigers. Panthers parallel checklist. Rising Stars, Tyron Wishart for the Storm. Don Edwards, parallel for Panthers. Kyle Felt, forwards and backs for the Cowboys. Tommy Dearden, parallel for the Cowboys. Isabel Kelly, women's NRL for the Roosters. Daly Cherry Evans, parallel for Manly. Women's NRL, Quincy Dodd for the Dragons. Valentine Holmes, parallel for the Cowboys. Will Penasini, parallel for the Eels. Women's NRL, Tamika Upton for the Knights. Nick Meaney, parallel for Storm. Rising Stars, Tanila Otukolo for the Warriors. Dale Finucane, parallel for the Sharks. Murray Talagi, season to remember for the Cowboys. Sam Walker, parallel for the Roosters. Hayes Perham, Rising Stars for the Eels. Dane Laurie, parallel for the Tigers. Driving Force, Hannah Southwell for the Knights. Big Tino, parallel for the Titans. Now, last priority card, number 7. Driving Force Team, Women's NRL Broncos. Regan Campbell-Gillard, parallel for the Eels. Got 5 packets left for this one. Gold parallel, number 71. Adam Dewey for the Tigers. We've got Tavita Pengai Jr. parallel for the Bulldogs. Rising Stars, Curtis Morin for the Bulldogs. Tommy Turbo, parallel for Manly. Rising Stars, Lindsay Smith for the Panthers. Jordan Rapana, parallel for the Raiders. Driving Force, Alex Twal for the Tigers. Cody Walker, parallel for the Rabbits. And final packet for the break. Rising Stars, Tolator Koala for Manly. And Ryan Madison, parallel for the Eels. But wait, that's not all. For anyone that has been watching most of the break, you'll see that I put this down here. And it is number 25, Mr. Michael Cronin, legend signature. So, smudge. Number 25. So that will get randomized between all spots. Same as the Dolphins cards, which we'll quickly go through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 8. So we've got 2 1s, 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, 13, and 17. We have 2 Group A's and a Group B Power Heroes. So we will start with the Dolphins. We will do our Power Heroes and we'll finish strong with our Legend signature. Alright, stay with me and good luck, guys. Switch over. Everyone is in there for the Dolphins. Alright, so once again, this is for the Dolphins cards. Number 1, number 2, and lucky last, number 3. Peter Lowe with the Cowboys. Alright, so first up, individually, we'll do our 2 Group A cards. Knights to Broncos. That's the way. See, number 1, number 2. No, number 2 didn't work. There we go. Number 2 and lucky last, number 3. Joshua Murphy with the Knights. Congratulations. Alright, let's run that one again for our second Group A. Number 1, number 2, and lucky last, number 3. Jason Schloss with Manly. Taking top spot for round 2 and 3 in that one. If nobody else noticed, I did. Alright, last but not least of our Power Heroes, the Group B. Number 1, number 2, and lucky last, number 3. Luke Griffiths taking the spot, top spot all the way through on that one. Parramatta Eels, and lucky last, probably most importantly, Mick Cronin, Legends signature. So once again, that is randomised between all 16 spots. Everyone gets a crack. Number 25. Let's go. Number 1, number 2, and lucky last, number 3. Byron Scott with the Rabbitohs. Congratulations, buddy. And that's it. That's all. Hope you had a ball.